Do you see this issue as kind of being ignored or overlooked? Because the general attitude seems to be, well, boys and men have all the privilege, so we probably shouldn't spend too much time working on those issues.
It's just a boring old trope, I have to say. I hear it every week, especially at the minute within the media. So I think the concept of privilege is interesting. What is it? How do you define it? I think, if you are born into a family that has huge wealth, then you could reasonably perhaps say that you are born into privilege. I think there are perhaps average biological sex differences that can influence things that men can do more effectively than women, and women can do more effectively than men. I'm not sure I personally would put that under the heading of privilege, but ultimately what we do is it's the classic what's compared to as the apex fallacy. We look at the wealth, the CEOs, the extreme power that exists in society, and we see that, well, a lot of that is held by men. And so we say, well, that's just representative of men. No, it's not at all. You can't kind of take that amount of men who have got huge power and say that that's representative of men in general. It's just not. And I think that there are different types of power. So the power to influence, the power to be believed. I don't think power is necessarily just about wealth and physical strength. I think there's other types of power as well. And I think, if you speak to anyone about the idea of what is male privilege, what is it, what does it look like, you often find in many cases it's all these ideologies based on assumption, ideology based on more ideology. And if you really take your time to look at specific examples, a lot of them often crumble in the face of logical science and common sense.
Yeah, it seems so illogical to say, Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are doing really well. Therefore, we don't need to worry about a teenage boy who's going through bullying and abuse and things like that. When you say it out loud like that, it sounds so illogical.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like I've said, I think, I won't get into, I think people like Trump and all of that, everyone's got different views and opinions. But I think, when you take, a small number of extremely powerful men, whether they are perpetrating abuse or they're helping people or, whatever, that is not representative of men in general. It just is not. And to say it is a bit of a fallacy, in my opinion.